Welcome back to SmackDown Vs Raw 2006 General Manager Mode. I am your host, attackslug, and we have some decisions to make today on a brand new week of this broadcast. First and foremost, we have some contractual business in my roster, and who is potentially leaving soon and or being traded away. We have The Big Show, Booker T, and Mankind all have 1 week left on their contract. Now, I do want to see, where does that leave them in their popularity? Mankind we keep. Booker T, yeah, alright. Big Show, maybe a trade considering his halfway into the fatigue at 77. So I want to see, because Big Show is no longer in that rivalry because it went thumbs down. I haven't hit 10 weeks on anything yet, which is very frustrating. But Big Show might need to go. Let's check on what Raw might have in the 75 range. Ooh, Eddie for 77. Now, I wonder, is the fatigue being hidden for strategy reasons, or does the computer does not have fatigue? That seems unconscionable, but it is what it is. Let's check on this business and say Eddie, yes. Jake, maybe. Kane, JYD, not as much. So I will say, what about a straight trade for some Latino heat who has 4 weeks on his deal? Let's see what Raw says to that. Trade declined. Man, I have not had any luck here with these trades at all. And I still want to trade Stone Cold for Bret Hart. Let's try to do what we did last time, which is Bret Hart for Austin and Scotty 2 Hotty. And I cannot propose the trade because then they'll have more than 20, which means they got some free agents at some point in the last week or so of this game. So that's interesting. But I'm going to say a straight up Steve Austin, Bret Hart trade is not going to work because so far it has not worked for me whatsoever. Trade decline. I'm going to try one more and just say straight up, hey, I'll give you Austin, you give me the dead man, and then we'll move on. Trade declined. So what do we do with the Big Show is the question. First and foremost, let's go back to our roster. Let's go back to our deal here. Austin still has 5 weeks on in his injury for his busted up ribs. And let's say Mankind, we want to contractually manage and give him a 3-month deal on that. And then Booker T, who, is he champion? I can't recall if he is still the champion or not, but in the meanwhile, yes, King Booker gets a 3-month deal. I suppose we'll give him a 5-week deal for now, which is still very expensive on my end, but hey, I made a bunch of money from that premium live event. And yes, now the problem I'm going to have right now is the fact that Austin being injured and not being on the show will knock down his popularity every time he's not on the show. And he's our most popular superstar. Now, The Rock here wants a win, and perhaps I can do that, but I don't want to mess up the Stone Cold and Rock feud because that's our top tier deal. So, man, look, I might have to. But also, the fatigue on both Rock and Austin is still pretty up there. And otherwise, on the roster, it's Rock, Austin show, and Michaels are up there in fatigue. Everybody else is pretty much doing hokey dokey. So, back out of that. Current champions, it is Austin, Haas, and Benjamin. Batista is the U.S. champion, and Rey Mysterio, your cruiserweight title holder. And we have, this one is still good, Booker and Batista, 8 weeks. Edge and Shelton, 3 weeks. Christian Haas, 3 weeks. Ray and London, 1 week. No more of this. John Cena, Randy Orton is still 8 weeks and is still going pretty freaking well, if I do say so myself. So, we must schedule, and now that we are in June, we can do our slander, interference, whatever else, and the next pay-per-view is Vengeance, which is a Raw, no, the wrong way, pay-per-view in Stone Mountain, Georgia. But right now, we are in Phoenix, Arizona for SmackDown, and we have some business to attend to. So, again, I want to keep on keeping on with Rock and Austin. The problem is that once the fatigue is down for Rock, what do I do with him? I'm not quite sure yet, as we have 5 weeks for Austin's ribs to get better, as he is still our world champion. So that one, we keep it. Now then, promo number 1, I can do the old slander of a Monday Night Raw, and that'll help us out in the ratings. And then we continue to book our, I guess, US title in the top tier feud, but maybe we can get that title onto the original feud it was on, which, yes, that means it's time for a Fatal 4-Way. Now, do we do a regular or a main event level Fatal 4-Way? Do we put it on top of a ladder, right, in a 4-Way? I have not done that yet on this show before. So, ladder match on the 4-Way. It will be the champion Batista and his rival Booker T versus and that legend killer Randall Keith Orton. A star-studded main event to be sure. So there we go with that. Continue for the championship. But that means we have some finagling to do on the rest of our show to book things properly. Let's say we do a main event and we do a Iron Man match. No, actually, that's 5 fatigue. Let's back off on that for now, because holy hell, that is a lot of fatigue. Let's do a special guest referee deal, right? And it'll be a regular standard match. Rey Mysterio and Paul London. And you guessed it, we're going to have Scotty as the official in this title matchup. So, Cruiserweight title on the line. The problem is the rest of this show is just a nightmare. So, what if we took the Big Show and put him in a steel cage match, which is 4. No, that's too much. That is too much. What if Big Show was in a tables match at 3? He might still get injured. What if we just had a regular standard match here for the world's largest athlete? And it'll be the Big Show and his 77 on Pop versus the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla with that on Pop. And maybe we'll get a feud here between Jeri-Show. So bring on that Jeri-Show. Now, match number 3. We need to book, who else? Who else? So, what if we said main event style matchup, and it'll be a submission matchup. Just regular standard submission between Shelton Benjamin and the Rated R Superstar. We have 2 more matches to book here, and I'm running out of talent to book it with. So what if we put in a main event, and it'll be a steel cage match, regular, and it'll be Christian and Haas. And match number 1, can we ignite a new feud in a standard regular match between Mankind and HBK Shawn Michaels? That he is now free of that Big Show feud. Is that a possibility on the card? So that just leaves Regal, I guess, unbooked for this particular show. And honestly, where else could he be fit into? That's a cage, that's slander, that's, What if I put Regal in the Shelton and Edge match and made it a triple threat match? Which means this card looks like Mankind, Shawn Michaels, Haas, Christian in a cage, slandering Raw, Edge versus Shelton versus Regal, triple threat, Big Show and Jericho, Rock and Austin promo, Paul London versus Rey for the Cruiserweight title with that guest referee Scotty 2 Hottie, and your main event, Fatal 4-Way ladder match, Batista, Cena, Booker, and Randy Orton for the US title. Let's freaking go. Mankind, Shawn Michaels, what do we get? Mankind victorious. Haas and Christian in a cage, what do we get? Christian with the win. Edge versus Shelton versus Regal. Who is out on top? Shelton Benjamin. Now, let me watch some Big Show versus Chris Jericho. This one took me entirely too long to book, but here we are. And Big Show has his pyro. Will Chris Jericho have any pyro at this particular point in his career? I do not know. I would hope so, but if they didn't give Shawn Michaels his pyro, then look, all bets are off in this game. What's going on, Tony Chimel? Big Show make his way to the ring, and his former, and potentially future tag team partner, Jericho, going to be up next, and hopefully this sparks up a feud between the two. But give me the countdown. Give me the Y2J. Yeah, he gets pyro. Excellent. Excellent. So, breaking the walls down, Jericho is here. For those about to rock. Okay. Y2J in the building and ready to fight the Big Show. It should be quite the contest between these two top tier talents and individuals. Get into the ring, Christopher, and let's begin. I thought that was a late Chiron there, but hey, what you gonna do when that late Chiron runs wild on you? Ding, 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 gloom. It's Big Show. It's Chris Jericho. The chokeslam versus the walls, or the codebreaker. And Big Show immediately pump handle into the Oklahoma Slam. Good God almighty, the power, the strength, and the just overwhelming presence of Paul White. No more BS. It's a problem for any man, no matter the size. But certainly the size difference here, it is size versus speed. Therefore, can Jericho get enough speed to... Oh my God! That shouldn't be possible. A release German to the Big Show. Nobody but Brock Lesnar should be able to do that to the world's largest athlete, much less a Chris Jericho. Where is the weight detection in this game? Because good Lord. Good Lord. Jericho with the skull-crushing finale on the Big Show in 06. Why not? Sure, that's fancy. So far, in the lead, and just disrespect as he smacks the bald head, and Northern Lights suplex, bridging pin, referee in perfect position. Only a 2 count. So Jericho and Big Show kind of even here on their meter thus far, and we could see a code breaker, hopefully early on in this contest, and will that be enough to put away the world's largest athlete? Maybe, but maybe not. Got the arm, got the knee to the gut, and a wrench in the neck. Viciously, and looking for a tap out early on. That's not going to happen with Chris Jericho. Le Champion says, that ain't happening. Are we going to see another massive German suplex, though? That remains to be seen. But so far, Big Show keeping up pace here with Jericho. We're going to see how big his gas tank is. I would assume big. He's a big guy, right? But when you're in deep waters and you don't have that cardio because you're a big, big dude, that could be a problem for Big Show as this match goes on longer and longer. The stamina is important. So Big Show again just ragdolling Chris Jericho as he heads towards his finish and that choke slam. So stomping all over, just walking and walking and walking. His feet covers the grounds he walks on. And it just chops to the face and Big Show's finish. This could be it. This could be over if we get a choke slam and not some lame submission maneuver like a lot of these guys end up doing. So are we going to see it here? A choke slam or not? Test of strength. And then the ankle pick into the chokehold. And trying to... He lost the finish. Big Show lost his finish. Jericho is just that good. Right? He's just that freaking good. But Big Show ain't no wannabe. And the forearms blocked by Big Show. The giant hip toss. Pun intended. And into the red is the body of Jericho. So he will not be drinking it in, man. Because Big Show going to run all over him in this contest. It's a bit embarrassing at this point for Jericho, but it ain't over until it's over. So you never know when the tides could turn in these matchups. An arm drag from Jericho, who's standing out, is just gone. He's gone. He don't have it. Kick to the back of the neck. The fatigue kicks in at this point in the matchup, 4 minutes in. And Big Show, again, manhandling Chris Jericho. Just absolutely. Now, granted, got hit downstairs, but he can't capitalize because he is just worn out from the match. The senton from Jericho. The mist on that second senton. Don't go to the well one too many times, but he's still fighting back. He still has the heart and the grit and the soul. Leapfrog to the top. Gonna fly. Elbow drop. Jericho has finish. And if he hits that code breaker, it could be over. If he goes for the walls, not as much. Not as much. So, what do we got? Jericho, nope, whipped it. He stored it, though, and as Big Show locks in that $1 million dream, and Jericho might have to tap or escape. That's fine. But right now, we're waiting on, can Jericho hit a finish? And will that actually make a difference here in this matchup? It might not, considering where Big Show is at. Working the knee. Big Show back to finish. Now it is just who can hit that. Oh! He snuck him! The roll-up! The roll-up! Referee out of... didn't count it. And a 2 count. Wow. Wow, says Taz. Wow, says Slug. The roll-up again. And a rope break. Well, Jericho, that was your best shot. That was legitimately your best shot at beating the world's largest athlete, and now it's a matter of time. A matter of time here. The jackknife cover from Big Show. No rope break. And a 2 count. Okay. Both men have now used their finishes for the sneaky roll-up cover. It is back to being somewhat even, except for the fact that Jericho in the red and Big Show in the yellow in terms of their overall body health. So any big move here could end the match at any time for Chris Jericho. And picking him up, wants the punishment, wants the choke slam, wants to end this in the proper fashion, but can he? Can he get it over the line here with this stupid submission maneuver? And Jericho escapes easily and handily. So Big Show stored the finish. Will he hit the finish? That's all I'm asking for at this point in the matchup. Just hit the finish. There it is, calling for it. It's chokeslam time. Good night, Chris Jericho. That's it. You're done. 1, 2, 3. No! What the hell? How? How did Chris Jericho survive with a red body the chokeslam? Like, I thought I was done recording. I'm sitting here sweating, but no, it's still going. It's somehow, at the 9:20 mark, still a competitive matchup. It's anybody's ball game, Maggle. And again, for like the 4th or 5th time in this matchup, we have neckbreaker. He's got a finisher. Will he use it? Will we see a second choke slam? And can Jericho survive a second choke slam? That is a very good question. Into the $1 million dream here, the sleeper, and a rope break. And a rope break. So where is, like, whiffs it? Oh, there it is. If this does not finish the matchup, I don't know what to tell you. Just stuffed him. Don't rope break it. Don't rope break it. Yes, drag him and pin him and end this matchup. Mercifully, it's over. The Big Show wins. That match needs to be like at least 4 stars. Like, they went to the limit there. Come on. Anyhow, Ray versus London Cruiserweight title. Who wins? Paul London, Cruiserweight champion. And then, will we see a new U.S. champion in this ladder match? No, we do not. Batista retains the U.S. title. Okay, so, rumors. Raw, 100,000. Wait, why? 3 stars for Raw. SmackDown is 1, 2. What happened on SmackDown? What happened? Raw 4.6, SmackDown 5.13, whatever. What happened? Why was that such a bad SmackDown? What? Alright, so let's check on our reports and our fan support. We're losing support after that blockbuster pay-per-view. What happened on Raw? 2.5, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5 Bret Hart Triple H Iron Man match for the title. Bret Hart retains. Meanwhile, SmackDown 3.5 Mankind and Shawn brought it. But then 2, 2. That was 2.5? That match was better than 2.5. 2, and then a 4-star main event. So, yes. Are any of our rivalries now just screwed? So let's check on our roster and our rivalries. That's fine, obviously. Big Show, Chris Jericho, new rivalry. Booker and Batista is done. Why can't I hit 10 weeks? Why? Shelton and Edge, doing alright. Christian and Haas, no. Paul London and Ray, yes. Randy and Cena, yes. So it's like my one good feud here is Randy and Cena, and all my other feuds are just falling apart. So this is a problem, but we got 2 new ones in Shawn vs. Mankind and Big Show, Chris Jericho. We must rebuild the roster, who is perhaps not the happiest with their business. So let's sort. All right, Big Show content, Booker content, Randy content, Rock content. We'll got that more in-depth tomorrow. Fatigue, Haas, Christian, Cena, and Orton are fatigued a little bit. And contractually, we've got Scotty with 1 week on his deal. We'll deal with that tomorrow. But yeah, not the best start to the week, but hey, it is what it is. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time. And I'm out.